Let's be honest. Women often assume that if a man spends enough time with you, shares laughs, and says he cares, he's emotionally attached. But here's the truth no one really talks about. Most men can enjoy your company without ever forming a deep emotional bond. That's why some relationships feel almost right, but never fully click. You're emotionally invested, but he's not. It's not about playing games or being someone you're not. It's about understanding the 7 specific triggers that make a man feel truly connected on a deeper level. Miss them, and you'll always feel like you're chasing his heart. The challenge is simple, but painful. Many women give everything emotionally before a man has actually formed an emotional bond. This isn't because women are too much or too emotional. It's because most women don't understand how male attachment works. Studies in relationship psychology, like those from Dr. John Gottman's research at the Gottman Institute, show that emotional attachment in men is built through consistent emotional safety, trust, and shared meaning, not just attraction. But mainstream dating advice rarely explains this. Instead, it tells women to make him chase or be mysterious, which might spark initial interest but doesn't build genuine connection. Here's what happens. You meet a man, he seems attentive, flirty, and present. You start opening up emotionally, believing he's doing the same. Weeks or months later, his interest fades, or you realize you know more about him than he's ever cared to know about you. Why? Because while women often bond emotionally through verbal connection and shared vulnerability, many men bond through specific experiences, trust-building events, and the feeling that their deeper self is safe with you. Without those, he may enjoy you, but never attach. This gap in understanding silently affects millions of women, from a college student wondering why her situationships never get serious to a married woman feeling her husband is emotionally distant. It's overlooked because men rarely verbalize how they form deep bonds. They might not even be consciously aware of it themselves, but the patterns are there, and if you know them, you can stop wasting emotional energy on connections that will never be mutual. Now, let's talk about why this matters, and what happens if you ignore it. 1. Emotional exhaustion. When you keep giving emotionally to men who aren't attached, you burn yourself out. You start questioning your worth. You replay conversations, wondering what you did wrong. This cycle erodes your self-esteem, and over time, you might lower your standards just to make something work. 2. Wasted time in one-sided relationships. Imagine a woman in her late 30s who wants a long-term partner. She spends 2 years with a man who says he needs more time but never commits emotionally. By the time she realizes he was never deeply invested, she's lost years she could have spent with someone who truly valued her. 3. Losing your authentic self. When emotional attachment feels one-sided, women often start overperforming, texting more, planning more, accommodating more, hoping he'll finally open up. But the more you contort yourself to fit his comfort zone, the further you drift from your own. 4. The ripple effect on other areas of life. An emotionally draining relationship doesn't just affect romance. It can spill into work, friendships, and health. Stress hormones spike. You lose focus at work. You feel less patient with loved ones. Your energy for self-care plummets. 5. Mistaking temporary connection for deep bond. Without understanding how men form attachment, it's easy to confuse chemistry for emotional intimacy. This is why some women feel blindsided when a man pulls away after months of seeming close. He may have enjoyed the time, but the emotional triggers for attachment never fired. And here's the real danger. If you keep repeating this cycle, you might start believing deep connection isn't possible. You might settle for good enough, telling yourself men just aren't capable of more, which isn't true. The urgency is real, because the longer you misunderstand male bonding patterns, the more you risk aligning your future with someone who will never give you the emotional depth you crave. But once you know the 7 triggers, everything changes. You stop guessing, you stop over-giving, and you start seeing clearly who's actually capable of bonding with you and who isn't. Men only get emotionally attached when these 7 things happen, and here's how to apply each in your life. Number 1, he feels emotionally safe with you. Men are often taught from childhood to suppress vulnerability. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that fear of emotional exposure is one of the biggest barriers to male bonding. If you create a space where he can share without judgment or criticism, his emotional guard lowers. Respond calmly to his disclosures. Avoid overreacting or using them against him later. Show empathy before offering advice. Ask questions like, how did that make you feel? Instead of jumping straight to solutions. Number 2, you share experiences that build trust. Men often bond through shared action, not just words. According to relationship therapist Esther Perel, experiences create micro moments of trust. Engage in activities that require teamwork, cooking together, tackling a DIY project, traveling. Follow through on what you'll say you'll do. Consistency cements trust. Keep small promises. They matter more than grand gestures. Number 3, you respect his individuality. Nothing pushes a man away faster than feeling his autonomy is under threat. When he sees you value his independence, paradoxically, he feels safer attaching. Encourage his hobbies and friendships. Avoid making togetherness feel like an obligation. Maintain your own interests as it shows him you're whole, not dependent. Number 4, you challenge him in healthy ways. Men respect women who inspire growth, not just comfort. Studies on interpersonal attraction suggest that mutual respect, even when it comes from constructive challenge, deepens bonds. Speak up when you disagree, but do it respectfully. Encourage him to pursue goals he's hesitant on. Offer perspectives that expand his thinking. Number 5, you connect to his purpose. For many men, emotional bonding strengthens when a woman understands and supports his life's mission, whatever that is. Harvard Business Review research shows that meaning and purpose are top drivers of long-term male satisfaction. Ask questions about his aspirations beyond work or status. Show interest in his long-term plans, even if they change. Celebrate his wins without overshadowing them with your own agenda. Number 6, you share your vulnerability too. Attachment is a two-way street. You want him to open up. You need to let him see your unfiltered self. Share stories from your life that reveal your feelings, not just facts. Admit when you're wrong. Express needs clearly instead of hinting or expecting him to guess. Number 7, you create positive emotional associations. A man bonds emotionally when he consistently feels good in your presence. This isn't about pretending to be happy all the time. It's about balancing life's challenges with moments of joy. Laugh together. Humor strengthens connection. Express appreciation regularly. Build traditions, even small ones, that give your time together meaning. Mini guide for different situations. If you're dating casually, focus on number 1, emotional safety, and number 2, shared trust-building activities early. These will reveal quickly if he's capable of deeper connection. If you're in a long-term relationship, revisit number 3, respect individuality, and number 7, positive associations, to prevent emotional drift. If you're rebuilding after conflict, double down on number 6, mutual vulnerability, and number 4, healthy challenge. These rebuild trust faster than forced apologies. Dr. Sue Johnson's work on attachment theory confirms that bonds, romantic or otherwise, form when emotional safety, shared meaning, and mutual responsiveness are present. In one case study, a woman applied just 3 of these steps consistently over 6 months. Her partner, who had been emotionally distant for years, began initiating deeper conversations and expressing his feelings, something he'd never done before. The truth is, emotional attachment in men isn't about luck, beauty, or playing hard to get. It's about understanding how men connect at a core level and making sure you're building with someone willing and able to meet you there. You now have the 7 triggers. The question is, will you keep hoping connection just happens, or will you start noticing who actually responds when you create these moments? Remember, your energy is precious. Don't waste it on men who enjoy you without truly valuing you. Focus on the ones who show through action that they're building with you, not just passing time. Because once you've experienced a man who is emotionally connected to you, you'll never again settle for anything less.